Hello everybody, it's me, your favorite sentient ball of fluff, Sera. Today we're talking about something that I wasn't entirely sure if I should talk about at all. But YouTube has decided they're not going to do anything about it. We even tried tweeting at them about it, which usually works because YouTube does not care about what happens on its platform. The only way you can get YouTube to respond to anything is through tweets. But even that's not working, so it's left to us, again, to handle it. But YouTube here thinks that the best choice is to make a minor dox himself rather than simply handle it now. Both of the parties involved are minors, but there's a recent little bit of new info that makes me think it might be possible that they are not who they say they are. I've opted out to leave out the potential offending minor's name out of any of the evidence because I don't need it to talk about what they're doing. It's more of a flaw with YouTube itself. I initially said that I wasn't going to reveal the name of the offending minor, but due to a lot of the things that they're spreading, I think it's important that people know who they are so that they can block them and avoid them the most effective way possible. So if you're seeing this, please do not harass this person. They are likely a minor. Just block them and avoid getting yourself wrapped up in any of this crap. Like, they're suggesting some really harmful shit. They're saying stuff like the age of consent should be lowered to 16, which is, just nuts. They're saying that Labrat and Coyote Lovely colluded to murder Danderwolf. Just crazy, harmful stuff. And people should know who it is so that they just know to avoid it and know that none of it's true. So, I changed my mind. Gloves off. We're calling the offending minor Striker, because that's what she's doing. Abusing the copyright strike system. So the basic story of it is, another furry YouTuber called Danderwolf blocked Striker because she's a little crazy. Seems like she has a big crush on Dander, but Striker's a minor, and Dander is blocking her, so she tries to stop being with him. Striker, being a kid, did not take this rejection gracefully whatsoever, and is now striking several furry channels, and I think I've seen a couple non-furry channels that have mentioned this situation and are getting striked. And she is holding their content hostage in order to make Dander unblock her. Everyone has advised Dander to keep her blocked. Even those who are affected by this situation thinks Dander should keep her blocked. Because if she is willing to do this, then it might be a situation of, you give a mouse a cookie, they'll want a glass of milk. Where she'll keep asking for more and more and more because she knows people will cave to what she wants if she holds their content hostage. The big problem we are having is that YouTube puts the burden of proof on the victims of the copyright strikes themselves. So Striker is flagging people's content as breaking copyright, and if Dander doesn't unblock her, she'll keep flagging people's content. Now, Nubbly is the first one affected here because Nubbly made a video about Dander that criticized him. Striker assumed that getting Nubbly's video taken down would make Dander happy, but it doesn't really matter. After she realized that that wouldn't work, she flagged Dander's video, but unflagged it later as to give him another chance. Striker has since moved on to flag Labrat's videos and Coyote Lovely's videos. She keeps saying she is mature enough to handle a relationship with an adult, and wishes that she was older so she could do so, but as you can see, she is very much not mature. Only a child would handle rejection this poorly. She's also taken to quoting people out of context and even fabricating messages with other creators. I can't give you her name, but avoid a 16-year-old trans girl with an AI art profile picture that looks like this. If you see her, block her. Do not engage, do not let her know you exist, do not do anything involving her account until this situation has been handled. Here's a bonus for you. She says non-binary people can't be victims of transphobia because non-binary people aren't trans. Here's the thing. Non-binary people are trans because the definition of trans is someone identifying as another gender than what they were born as. So, by being a non-binary person, you're identifying as a gender that's different than the one you were born as, which is the definition of trans. So, if someone is non-binary and they wish to identify as trans, they can do so, and they are trans. You're being a transphobe, and you're talking about shit you don't know about. And just because you're trans doesn't mean you can't be transphobic. There's a thing called internalized transphobia, and internalized transphobia is when a trans person is transphobic to other trans people. This also works with things like internalized racism or internalized homophobia. Society has taught you to be transphobic. Society has taught you to be racist and homophobic. So when you're someone who is black and being racist to other black people, that's internalized racism. If you're homophobic towards other gay people and you're gay, that's internalized homophobia. This is stuff that you've learned from society and you still use it. even though you're a victim of that same phobia. She also does transphobic things. The main problem here is that when you receive a copyright strike, you have to tell the striker your birth name to dispute it. When the striker is a bad faith actor like this, they can take your name and use it to dox you, essentially giving everyone the info they need to find you offline. This can lead to real-life harassment, threats, assault, child endangerment in the case of Nubbly, as Nubbly is a minor, swatting, and maybe even death. Striker has told Nubbly that they will dox him should Nubbly choose to dispute the strike. She's also filing a fake lawsuit that, if it goes through, will be a slap suit, which the loser pays a big fine, and the one who files the slap suit always loses. So that fine will be paid by her parents. Threatening to dox someone with their legal name can also be transphobic if the person who is being threatened with the doxing is trans, because what you're doing is you're threatening to reveal their name that they were assigned at birth, their dead name. So this can also be something that could be transphobic too. I'm not saying that Nubbly is trans, but there are trans content creators that Yin has flagged. So if they do dox those people, that's also transphobic behavior. I don't want to strike on my channel, but here's the thing. I've done background checks on myself numerous times for fun. It's just kind of funny to see if the internet has found me yet. Even if you knew my name, you would not be able to find me. I'm lucky enough to be old, lying about my actual age, lying about my current location, and being old enough that I was raised when Gen X and Boomer parents were overly cautious about their kids being kidnapped. So I was always raised to never give out your real name online, or give out any information about who you are online. So I effectively don't exist on the internet under my legal name. So if it comes down to it, I'll take the bullet here and I'll dispute the strike. I've searched with multiple background checks and you can't find me. Also, my name isn't a male name, it's a gender-neutral name, and it's not English, so I don't care if people know it. I've actually been thinking about using it on my own again, actually. So Striker, if you issue a strike to me here, I will dispute it. I would rather not have to get into a legal battle with a minor, because there's nothing for me to gain from that. But if you're going to continue abusing YouTube's legal system, you're leaving people no choice. So Striker, I'm going to take a moment to remind you before this video wraps up, I'm nicer than most people. Someone is going to be annoyed by what you're doing here, and they will fight back. The abuse of the copyright system is against the law, and YouTube will ban your accounts for doing it. Furthermore, if this proceeds to court, which I don't think people would have an issue with because YouTube pays legal fees, your parents will see the screenshots me and others have taken. Your parents will find out you're trans if you haven't told them yet. They will find out what you're doing online. But if it turns out you're an adult, like I have the slight hint you might be, then it'll be revealed that you're posing as a minor online to harass other minors. This isn't a threat. I'm just telling you what will happen if this continues. Please retract any copyright strikes you have before this escalates. And you're the one who has the most to lose here. The people besides Nubbly that you've struck here are all adults who live on their own. You're the one who will be hurt the most by this legal situation. And to YouTube, I warned you that if you didn't handle this that it would escalate, and now either Nubbly will be doxxed by someone who wants to do him harm, or this child, Striker, is going to have a very hard legal time. I don't know what happens when a kid abuses copyright. I doubt they go to juvie, but everyone here has been warned about the worst case scenario, and either YouTube is going to have to step up, or Striker is going to have to stop what they're doing. So here's the deal, Striker. If you remove the strikes, everyone will pretend like nothing happened. You will still be blocked by Dander, but there isn't any reason this has to escalate any further. If you're really who you say you are, then you are gambling in a situation that you cannot win. Dander will never unblock you, as me and many others have instructed him to never unblock you. So, if you continue, you run the risk of having your entire online history being revealed to your parents. And it won't be us that'll be doing it. It'll be the courts. And we all know how fucked America is when it comes to dealing with trans kids. If you're actually an adult posing as a child, it'll be revealed that you pose as a child online to harass other kids, which is just embarrassing. There is nothing to gain from this, because Dander will never unblock you, so you only have things to lose here. This video is here to warn you and give you a chance to stop you from ruining your life. I will dispute a strike. You're old enough to know not to do this. Take this as your first step towards being an adult and start your maturity journey. Accept your loss and walk away. Have a good night, and bye-bye.